Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and I'm waiting for all of my peeps to come forward. Hi Kiana, hi Rosie, hi guys, Crystal McKenzie, hi Dee, Alpha Aries, good afternoon. How are y'all doing? Kiki O, hi. Hey guys, wow, a lot of people are tuning in. I'm so excited. So I hope that y'all like that live that I did the other day, and where we did a little bit of chatting, and then I read some people. A lot of you were so gracious, and I'm just so blessed that y'all donated. So for today, I'm going to be doing some live readings for a lot of y'all. You don't have to donate. If you do donate, I don't want you to confuse it. Like I said in my previous video that I put out. Hi guys, I love y'all too. I'm so glad that you're here. If you want to donate, that's going to support New Orleans, Nolans. Hi. If you do donate, it's going to support my channel, and I really appreciate it. You're not obligated to, and if you do donate, I don't want to feel obligated to have to read. I shouldn't say that, but I should say that if you do want to donate, it doesn't guarantee that I'm going to read you, because there's so many people. Y'all don't understand. Like, I had like 2.2 thousand rays of light or viewers that just came on, and they were donating, and it was kind of overwhelming because I don't want to let y'all down either. So I will be reading randomly today. Those of you that are commenting, and if you hear background noise, I know that was an issue. I have a TV on the other room. It's kind of low, but I kind of put some Native American music so that y'all can hear it. And guys, if you did get a reading the other day, please be mindful, so that way I can read the people that maybe haven't had a chance yet, and give them an opportunity to get a reading. So I wanted to talk about, have y'all seen the Psychic Kids or Psychic Children? It's on A&E. It's coming out in August. It's like a reboot, because there was a show before, and it was like a panel of children that have psychic abilities. And I think the medium was Chip Coffey. He's a psychic medium. He was kind of like over that group and helping these kids develop their abilities. Well, that show's coming back, and I just saw the previews, and I'm very excited to see it. So I wanted to talk about psychic children. Those of you that have psychic children, thank you for my pendant. The pendant I have right now is from Jamie Spinello. It's actually a spider. For those of you that don't like spiders, I kind of like, gothic things, or things that are more esoteric. A lot of people fear spiders, but they're like spirit totems or animals, spirit totems, and I wouldn't say animals. They're insects, but it has an opal in it. So yeah, as I was talking about, psychic children, if you have children that you believe may have some type of spiritual abilities or psychic abilities, you're going to notice that they may be afraid of the dark. They may start talking to an imaginary friend or having an imaginary friend. And I think a lot of people tend to hate that, parents specifically, or they want to think that, their children, something's wrong with them, and they confuse it for psychological disorder. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't cases where there are children that are autistic or have problems. Hi, Tammy. Thank you for being here. But, a lot of times I think that some people misconstrue that, and we try to put the medical on children, when in reality, it's not just a vivid imagination, it's spiritual abilities, and they're suppressed. I was one of those kids, but thank God I never, my mom never was the type of person to suppress that ability, and always encouraged me to speak what I felt or what I was seeing. So pay attention to your children's drawings. Typically children that are very psychically or have spiritual abilities, you will be noticing that they are drawing certain pictures. Some of them may be morbid much, like blood or stick figures, and these are things that they are seeing in their visions, and what they're experiencing. Sometimes the best way they can express it is through a photograph. So pay attention to drawings that they have. Pay attention if they're playing with an imaginary friend. Ask them, what's their imaginary friend's name, how long they've known them. Kind of describe that person And a lot of times you'll see that psychic kids can see things. Children are more open than we are as adults to the world of spirit. And so it's, thank you guys. It's so great to see y'all here. Yeah, and I think I was suppressed as a child. Now I'm trying to get my gift back. Yeah, that makes super sense. I've had a lot of friends now that I'm in this spiritual journey and doing this work for years. People that I've come across from so many ages and walks of life that have expressed that they are, children that were psychic. They had these gifts, but their parents didn't support it, and it was a very difficult path for them. So if you have a child, kind of encourage it, let them, keep a journal and write down what they're feeling. A lot of times this will be, very good for them to kind of get that out. Other things that you will know, they will know things that happen, like precognitive experiences or knowing the future in many ways. They, let's say someone in your family is sick and they're going to pass, and this child hasn't been told anything in the family, but they come out and they say, I saw so-and-so and they visited me. And then you get that phone call that person in your family passed away, and they knew. There's no way they would know, or they know things from the past that perhaps that you haven't told them or ever spoke about. These are going to be children that are very gifted and that have these abilities from very, very early on in their life. And it's, it's different. It's scary. Sometimes parents, automatically want their children to be okay and protected. And there's a lot of people that, that they fear what they don't understand. And hi, Raul. Yeah, feel attracted to cemeteries. Someone says they're Christy and Rods. I feel attracted to cemeteries, and I don't know why. Well, you may have some spiritual abilities, and you may be feeling a certain spirit calling towards you to work. Mediums, it's not weird or strange for mediums to have an affinity, to go towards a cemetery. I think a lot of people think that the dead are always there. There are spirits that are there, but for the most part, it's a sacred space. Spirit is not housed in necessarily inside the cemetery. Once the souls leave, they go, and they go into the spirit realm and they follow us. We always have spirits of our loved ones around us. And so going back towards what I was talking about, the psychic children. Hi guys, thank you everybody that's tuning in. For psychic children, I will be doing an hour and a half today, so we have enough time to get into the readings. So please don't be impatient. I see you. But as far as like the children are concerned, if you have a child, kind of ask them questions, probe a little bit to find out what is going on in their thoughts and their minds, and be open to the possibility that there's something there. Even for yourself, now there's a lot of you out there that are tuning in right now that may be coming into your gifts later in life, latent gifts. You're very spiritual. You're starting to have experiences. You're starting to hear things. You're starting to kind of know things that you wouldn't know the outcome otherwise, but you know it. And so it can be scary even for adults, and we try to shut it off. There's a lot of people that I've encountered that are older than me. They're in their 40s or 50s, and they just don't want anything to do with it because they're scared. You have to eliminate that vibration of being scared, because that is not going to help you develop your gifts. That actually suppresses. And so when doing this work, that's what I get a lot of people. How can you develop this? I'm going to be working. I talked about this on Instagram when I went live, but I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be teaching some psychic and mediumship courses and have them rolling out coming sometime in the fall. This is something that I'm looking forward to, because I want to help you all. I want to help people that have spiritual abilities to really step into their power, understand, their abilities and how that works. And so the first thing, if you are stepping into this kind of spiritual abilities, is to not be afraid of what you're receiving. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid. When we start letting fear take over, then it shuts us down. And a lot of people will say, well, I'm not really fearful. Then there's some people that are fearful of what their family or friends are going to think, that they're psychologically insane. And there's a lot of pressure that comes to you on that level when you have that in the back of your brain and your mind, and that causes you to shut down. You also have people that may be already practicing but are in the closet. And if you're in the closet with your psychic abilities or your spiritual abilities, that's fine too. Don't put that pressure on yourself. There's a lot of people who start doing readings under an alias or a false name like Madame Endora. And they are everyday people that have full-time jobs, and they work in these positions, and they're reading people and practicing. I have a friend, Tina, who is from Santa Clarita, California, and she is not fully out there, but she's starting now, and I've helped her along the way, and I'm so proud of her and how far she's coming. Now she's reading people in psychic groups, and that's what I've recommended to a lot of people. So if you can go into Facebook groups and you can start practicing there, that's going to give you a safe haven to kind of start practicing and seeing where you are, engage where you are. And if you do get a couple of people that are, there's some misses or things, wires are misconstrued on information, you cannot be hard on yourself. That was something that I learned myself, because I had those moments too. Like I've said before, I'm not 100% accurate. I'm maybe like 90, 95% accurate, and I'm being honest. And that's the thing that I like, is being honest always with everybody. If you get a psychic or someone out there that's a medium and says that they're 100% accurate, you need red flags raised, because we're not God, and we don't know everything that there is, only what Spirit allows us to do. So you definitely need to, kind of have that in the background. But keep practicing. I'm not a fortune teller either, but I do get future insights with my gift, the way it works. And so I started off on Facebook groups, and that helped me a lot. So a lot of you may want to go to free psychic groups on Facebook and start practicing. In fact, my friend Tammy, who is on here, she's from Canada. She is one of my longtime friends. Maybe we've been friends for maybe 4 or 5 years, and she had this major group that she oversaw, and I believe she still has it. It's called Psychic Readings. It's on YouTube, and that's where I actually started my practicing and kind of getting. And she was one of the admins for the group that was just so amazing. And I'm so grateful to you, Tammy, so much for all that you've done for me and for giving me a safe place. Tammy believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And she was so supportive that I went on the group, and she had no problem me posting things from my professional page on there and just being supportive. And this is what I'm talking about, the camaraderie and the support that you get. You on this journey, you're going to get people that are very authentic and are not competing with you. They're not worried about who, gets a psychic reading. And then you're going to find people in certain groups that are the opposite. They love drama. They love tearing you apart or telling you the way that you're reading is wrong. And that's the one thing that Tammy never does in her group. And I've always felt, and I'm going to be visiting that group again, Tammy, and kind of going in there and doing free readings for people. Don't cry. She's such a sweetheart. I love her. She's a Gemini sister as well. So shout out to Tammy. And yeah, check out that group. I really recommend it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you the decks that I'm working with, and I will be releasing my oracle cards. I created some oracle cards that were tailored towards, I wanted to make cards that were able to answer questions for everyday people that, that maybe on the starting their spiritual journey, and they find, oracle decks or tarot cards that are very difficult to understand, because a lot of times you have to reference a manual. And so I created these oracle cards. I actually illustrate. I'm an artist too. I'm a jack of all trades. I wear a lot of hats. And I illustrated all these, and I did a rough sketch, but I didn't have time to sit down and actually illustrate them perfectly the way that I would have wanted them to be. So I collaborated with an graphic artist, an illustrator based out of Canada, and they looked at my sketches and they created these cards, and they came to life. And I'm so excited. This has been a project that I've been working on for almost a year and a half, almost at the same time that I was writing my book, Starseed Footsteps. And now it's coming full circle, and I'm able to, they're not going to be on Amazon, they're going to be on my website, and I will have more details of when You can they're available for pre-order, and they will be available to be shipped internationally. And I'm just so excited for them. They're called Starseed Footsteps Oracle cards, and there's like the second part to my book, and I feel like a lot of you will definitely benefit from them. But I'm a hoarder of tarot decks and oracle decks. I know I'm guilty of that. I use them to read myself. For those of you that have tuned in before, I don't use them to read people when I'm doing private readings, but I use them to read myself. But now I'm starting to use them here on live readings because I want to get a little bit more comfortable with using cards. And basically how I read them is not using the manual, but mainly the illustration and then my intuitive abilities topped onto that. So I'm going to show you 3 decks that I'm going to be using today. These are some of my favorite decks, and then I'll start going through the comments and reading people. And these are going to be mini readings. I may pull like a card or 2. They're more general. These are more general readings, but some people were saying, oh, it doesn't really come across as general, but it's nothing like my private readings where I have your photograph and then I'm just focusing on your energy. There's so much energy here. So before I get started to show you the decks and then start reading, I'm going to say a prayer. If you are offended or you don't like it, you may want to click off. I don't want to offend anyone. I have Catholic roots, but I don't identify to a religion. I am spiritual in nature, and love is my spirituality. That is my religion. So, but I still pray to Archangel Michael. So I'm going to just go ahead and say a prayer, and you can say it with me if you want, and then if you don't have to. All right. Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle, protect us against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all evil spirits who prowl throughout the world seeking the ruin of souls. Amen. And that's how I always start off my private sessions before I get started. I say a prayer, I'll sage myself, I will go through a routine, and then at the end, I'll do that as well to clear out and close any portals that I've opened, any connections, that unwanted energy that I don't want around me. Okay, so here are the decks. This one is a fairly new deck. This is Queen of the Moon Oracle. I don't know if y'all have these cards. Any of you have these? This is from Stacy DeMarco. I love her. I love these cards. They're so beautifully illustrated. Very witchy too. I really like them. Jessica Marie asked, do you prefer that we don't cross our links? I've never heard of that, Jessica. No, that's fine. That's a good question. I think I've heard someone say that sometime before. I don't know why they would want you to not cross your links. No. I'm just very cautious when it comes to like pushing. I never want to push anything on anyone. My beliefs, my prayers. There's some people that are agnostic or atheists that are on here that may not believe, and so that's why I don't. Thank you, my amber ring. I love amber. It calms me, it soothes me down since I have a lot of anxiety sometimes. So these are the cards. If you can see how pretty they are illustrated. And they do give you like a word here. Okay, so we saw those. And then these are by John Holland. They're the Heart Oracles. It's kind of backwards. These are what John Holland has another one. It's my favorite. It's called the Psychic Tarot Deck, and I love those cards. I work with them a lot. So I'll be using that, and then I have these cards from the other day. These are the Road to Nowhere Oracle deck that y'all were asking about. So I'll be doing that, but I'm going to start off with the Moon Oracle deck. All right, guys, so I'm going to start going through the comments and seeing who commented for a reading. Just bear with me. This is like, it goes real fast. Okay, Dre, this is for Dre Barclay. He asked, is a new position job in the near future in 2019? That's for Dre Barclay. And if I say your name wrong, I apologize. So I'm going to shuffle the cards and see what comes out. Again, this is for Dre Barclay. And I'm a horrible shuffler. Hope everybody has their snacks and just relaxing. Okay, I'm going to pull 2 cards for Dre. If you're listening, Dre, if you're on. Okay, the 2 cards that I got, the first card is the unexpected. And this is like a portal, an opening. It's 2 women here. I don't know if you can see that. The unexpected. So I feel like, yes, there's definitely an opportunity coming for you with a new job or position this year, if not possibly going into 2020. But I do see that with this card. It's like an opening, new beginnings. You're starting to see things in a new perspective and really coming into your power and understanding that you are worth more. I do feel like your previous jobs were there was a lot of stress. You maybe weren't happy in it. You're not happy. So there is change coming. This says 7, 43, but I like to numerically combine the numbers at the top here. And so 4 plus 3 is 7. So within 7 weeks, possibly 7 months. But I feel like in 7 weeks, you're going to start seeing maybe getting a call for an interview, etc. Hold on to that, okay? The second card I got for you is realization. And again, it's a key opening. Can you see that? So again, very powerful card. You are realizing your dreams. You are going to be manifesting that. I feel like you're calling into getting that done for you, to getting into that position that's going to make you happy. I don't know if this position is more of like working with hands-on, but I see you standing maybe for long periods at a time, and maybe also driving, like moving around. So there's a lot of movement, mobility to your position, Dre, that you'll be working in. And again, thank you so much for your question. I hope that answers that. And those of you that I'm reading today, if after this mini readings that I do, if you want to book a private psychic reading, you can just visit my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. And you can book a private reading with me if you want something more in depth. Again, these are just more like mini general readings, combining my intuition with the cards. All right, let me go through here and see. And all donations are going towards my channel to support it. So thank you so much. Okay, I have Holly Roulette Macaulay. She says, how's my book going to do things? And that's for Holly Roulette Macaulay. Immediately, Holly, as I'm shuffling the cards, I hear ebook. So I don't know if you're going to have it also available in ebook format. And I am getting sometime within the fall, if not sooner. But I feel like there's procrastination as well. It's a feeling like of uncertainty, and also a feeling like you have so much yet to do, like getting the book cover illustrated and all of that, getting those details refined. So I'm pulling two cards for you. That's for Holly Roulette Macaulay. Okay. The card that I got is discernment. So this tells me that you're very intuitive yourself. You may be someone that has spiritual abilities, and you have the gift of discernment. And there's things that you already are, that's being revealed to you by spirit. You just need to trust that. And that's again for Holly Roulette. And I feel like, yes, it's going to be successful. It's going to be, but there's different levels of success. What is basically successful to you may not be successful to the other. There's going to have to be a lot of promotion, a lot of marketing on your part to get that book out. Maybe even doing like bookstore appearances, or with teaming up with your library, your local library, to kind of get that book out. Sometimes libraries will work with local authors to help you promote your book. The next card that I got for you, Holly, is focus. So again, without even looking, my intuition, remember I told you earlier that you needed to focus on it. I feel like you're kind of back and forth and maybe stressed out more or less than anything. So there is a focus that is needed. Can you all see that clearly? Beautiful cards. Um, so there may be some distractions for you, but again, I feel like everything's going to be just fine with your book. And thank you so much for asking. All right, so I'm going to do Heart's Melodies. And let's see what comes out for Heart's Melodies. Can y'all hear the Native American music in the background? Hi, Ryan Thomas. Okay, for Heart's Melodies. Immediately for you, I got Purity. So you're going through a moment of connecting with the higher power, purging a lot of the things that are not needed anymore in your life. This person doesn't know, there's a certain level of uncertainty it's covered. So it's like kind of your other senses are being heightened since you don't know maybe with your peripheral vision and your surroundings, you're not aware of what is really going on, but on a subconscious level, you are. Spiritually, you're being attuned and receiving downloads of information. You're kind of being guided by spirit without even realizing the things that you're doing, the places that you're going. There is talk about your family and that relationship there. And there's something, this card has a background about winter. So this winter, I would say through the months of December through March, you're going to see some changes, a new cycle beginning for you, one that's more happier. As you see in the background, it's the same lady, but now she's kind of like more free, running, and that's what I feel like you're kind of getting towards. And you're also assessing, there's something that you're planning. This could be changing jobs or looking at your finances, how you're going to improve that. This person is on an air balloon and they're looking up at the moon. They're looking through a telescope. Again, it all has to do with the subconscious, with connecting to your emotions. I also feel like there's something about you assessing your own emotions and being very disconnected. Perhaps you're not a person that is very emotional, or you don't like to get vulnerable with people because you feel like maybe it's a weakness, a sign of weakness. And so Spirit is saying it's a time to kind of be vulnerable, be more expressive, and let yourself go through this journey that you're going through. Very symbolic, very strong card. So thank you so much for tuning in and for asking that question. I'm going from the very top, guys. I'm going to answer Christopher Laureano. Hi, Ray. Would you mind doing a reading on me? Absolutely, Christopher. I hope I'm not boring y'all. I try to be a good reader doing this engaging, but I'm trying to connect. There's a lot of energy in this live chat. A lot of energy. Okay, so for Christopher, I'm pulling out 2 cards. Sovereignty, Christopher. This is for Christopher Laureano. Sovereignty. There's many meanings to sovereignty, being sovereign. I feel like for you, there is this great focus around your career right now, your finances. Maybe your vision of what you want is not what other people share for you, or you don't feel a lot of support right now in that area. Spirit is saying that there's a lot of changes that are coming, because notice that she's holding the world. And typically when we look at the world, the card of the world, and the major arcana in like the Rider Waite, etc., that means that there is some good change, some positive change, some major changes coming for you. So this is going to not just affect your love life, your career. It's going to affect all areas of your life. There is major change coming. The next card is Wisdom. I think you're doubting yourself. You're second guessing yourself, and you have a lot of innate wisdom. Wisdom within yourself. Your soul is an old soul, and so you're pretty much aware and pretty intuitive as well. Whenever I see the moon, I feel like this is some symbol of intuitive abilities. There's something about training or studying. Notice that she's standing on top of books. So I don't feel like also like you feel like you're at the level of success and you're kind of climbing up to that where you want to be. You just gotta be strong and keep going. But I feel like, yeah, you're definitely on the right path. Because that boat, going also to me when I read intuitively is like a journey and maybe traveling as well that you're going to be going through. So I hope that helped. That was for Christopher Loriano. So thank you so much. And again, I hope I didn't butcher names. We're 30 minutes into the live. I'll be doing an hour and a half. So we still got an hour, guys. Okay, I'm scrolling down. And thank you so much for those of you that are barely tuning in. Okay, Imkus OK asks, is it true that deceased people have another job to do, so they only visit when they have time to, or if we need them? That is partially true. When we transition into the spirit realm, spirits have a tendency to go through school over there as well, depending on their acclimation and how old their soul is and how many karmic cycles they've had here, how many reincarnations. If they're on the higher realms in the spiritual realms, because the spiritual realm is comprised of tiers. It's not just one level, it's different levels. If the higher the level, the less likely that they're going to need to reincarnate. So they may have enough time on their hands to kind of do and be around their family and loved ones. And sometimes it just depends. Sometimes, yes, there is learning to be done on the other side. And also helping new souls that have barely transitioned coming into the spirit realm. So yeah, it just depends on that person and how they were in life. I would say negative people in life or that have had a darker path may not be able to come back, or they may not even cross over. They may be staying earthbound. Or if they do cross over into the spiritual realms, they're going to be in the low hierarchies. Possibility to move up eventually in that hierarchy and work through their own soul lessons that they need. So that's a very good question. I have Chocolate Kisses asking, are psychic abilities inherited? And the answer to that question is yes. Many times they are, sometimes no. Sometimes we're just born with it. And it's not really inherited, but they open up after trauma, after something traumatic, after abuse, molestation, sexual abuse, rape, a disease, somebody that's battled cancer. So yes, there's different aspects, and some gifts are latent in nature, meaning they come in like later. Okay, Gratitude Joy asks, will S and me get back together? That's for Gratitude Joy. Pulling 2 cards. Faith. We got the card of faith. Can you see that? So there's a lot of faith on your part. This woman is almost like dreaming, is almost in a state of euphoria, dreaming, very much nurturing. She's hoping and having faith in the universe. She's pregnant with the universe, it looks like, as well. So, when I look at this card, it's not wrong to have faith. Faith is good. But I also feel like spirit, I have to be very honest like I am in every reading. This is for Gratitude Joy. If spirit is, sometimes when we have faith, that's good. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get back together with the other person. So my answer is no on that. I feel like there is something to be aware of about this person. Maybe because sometimes love is blind. And those of you that have been in relationships, you've gone through breakups or separation, and then your ex comes back and wants to, pick up where you left off. It's not necessarily easy to do, especially with the pain and the hurt. The next card that I got for you is discernment. So again, Spirit is wanting you to be awakened spiritually and see through your third eye exactly what this person's intentions are. I don't feel like they're necessarily good intentions. So if they were to kind of, come back and communicate with you, I would be very wary of that. I feel like Spirit is opening you up to new possibilities, a new soulmate out there, someone that really cares for you and that won't hurt you or kind of play the mind games that this person has played or maybe pushing you away, not responding to you, or reciprocating exactly what you have wanted, the way that you want it to be reciprocated. So I hope that helps, and that was for gratitude, joy. So Lala 73 Gemini, supporting and would like a reading. Thank you, Lala. Lala 73 Gemini. Pulling a card. Okay. Abundance. You're very focused, Lala 73 Gemini, on your finances, your money, where that's coming on. And I feel like by fall, this is a picture of the fall. Things are changing for you in a positive manner, whether this is getting a new job or working on your career. There's something new about your career and money coming in. So I feel like you're contemplating something, maybe like a new role. I don't know why I keep seeing also self-employment, entrepreneurial, kind of looking into that. I see a lot of writing. I see office work. This is something to, again, just consider. I feel like you'll have elements of that in your career and what's coming for you. It seems to be positive. And then I got boundaries. So you could be possibly feeling like right now that there are some people that are in your life that are draining you. This could be like energy vampires that are not good souls. They're basically, kind of invading your space or taking advantage of your kindness. And this card has a bubble around her. So people need to kind of respect your personal space, and what you're feeling, and being more vocal about that yourself. I feel like you're a very sweet person, and so you just may not want to, kind of get into arguments or, let people know how you truly feel. But I feel like you need to start considering like who in your life is, and sometimes we don't see it. It could be your best friend of years, and they're, you're at work and they're just texting you constantly texting you. And you're trying to get your work done, and that is considered almost like invasion of boundaries. If this person knows you're working, why are they, constantly texting you? Or if they, they text you, they demand for you to respond back within like a minute, and you can't always. Sometimes it's going to be a few hours, maybe the next day. So again, these are just the things, Lala 73, that you need to kind of pay attention to. And I hope that helps. Miss Pretty in Pink 7, you're an amazing soul. Ray, thank you for sharing your gifts. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, guys. I'm scrolling down. Okay, Valerie Voss. I'm going to pull 2 cards for Valerie, but I'm going to use now the other deck. I'm going to use the John Holland's Heart Oracle deck, I believe. And this is for Valerie Voss. Oops. It's amazing how years ago we didn't have YouTube or Instagram, and now we have these, this technology where we can help people through, virtually behind a computer or a phone. Valerie Voss, opportunity beckons. This is a man here. Within 4 months from now, there's going to be some new opportunities in your life, whether this is love. I feel like this is more love related with you. It also may be you feeling very lonely and misunderstood right now. I feel like you are going through some kind of depression, not feeling very confident about, your path. There is going to be some clarity. There is definitely some new journeys for you coming up within 4 months. That's what I keep feeling. And again, you just got the second card is shine. So everything's going to be fine. You have a lot of angelic support. You have a good aura, good energy, good vibes. But I feel like you just don't give yourself too much credit. So Spirit is saying basically that you are going to be just fine. And again, on her feet, there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a heart. So again, like I said, intuitively, I picked up on your love life. There are some positive changes here. And you're kind of, letting your light shine, kind of like stepping into your power and being more of who you are destined to be. Okay, I have Shay Divine Tucker. Thank you, Shay. I don't know if I can call you Shay. Kashay Divine Tucker, and she asks, how can I greatly increase income art career? Eventually, immediately what I got was like some type of showcasing online, maybe do an Instagram or Facebook live on your art as well. If you don't have one of those social medias, you need to. Going live there. I also got something about working with like a museum or some type of exhibit. You may want to team up with them. And even sometimes libraries, like I said, for that other person that I read earlier, libraries sometimes will have places where, you know, they can showcase art. I know that my local library does that. So again, just checking the different avenues. I feel like for you, it's more getting your art and selling it, getting it out there for the world, you know, looking into other sites. Etsy is a major place that you could maybe list your products, your artwork. Teaming up with other like-minded souls, joining Facebook groups, promoting ads of your, you know, your work on Facebook is going to help. I got here, share the love. So again, there's this element of you sharing your artwork, sharing what you do with others, and there's a lot of love. It means that you're very passionate about your career. You're very dedicated in what you do. So yeah, you're gonna get. There's a lot of light around that. It's like this is your soul path, and through it you find healing in expressing yourself as well. I don't know what's coming in with a tattoo. I keep seeing tattoos, Kashay. I don't know if you're maybe planning on getting one. If not, that doesn't make any sense. Hold on to that or anything that I've mentioned. And the other card that I got again is shine. So again, I feel like everything's going to be just fine with you. So that was for Kashay Divine Tucker. Okay, I'm going to go down. Hi, guys. Sammy says, hi, Ray. Does anyone know how much to donate for a reading? Basically, whatever you want to donate. And it's not for the reading. The donations go towards my channel to support it. So if you want to donate, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that I will be able to read you because we have a lot of people. And I'm trying to do people also that have commented that maybe haven't donated. But you're more than welcome to give a love offering. And I really, really appreciate you out there. Those of you that have donated. I am trying to read those that have donated as well. Again, I'm just going to try to do as many as I can. We're 42 minutes into the live, so we have good energy going on. I'm going to be doing a video soon also about the different types of candles that you can use. There's so many out there. There's the Ajo Macho. There's the St. John the Conqueror. There is binding candles. There's so many candles. The Chupa Rosa. There's so many candles out there that are used. And so I'm going to be talking about those and doing a video on that. Also, for those of you that are tuning in, don't forget to, there's another YouTuber out there. Her name is Kim Cooley. Her channel is the Abundant Life Tarot channel, and she is a reader, a tarot reader. Go ahead and check that out, her channel. She's amazing, and I'm going to be doing a live on Wednesday with her on Instagram. So for those of you that are not aware of that, check that out. This is called the Soul Chat with Ray. That's another show that I've created in addition to the Tea with Spirit. And basically I'm bringing on a lot of like-minded souls who have spiritual abilities and are wanting to kind of, you know, I'm wanting to help people get noticed and give them a platform to speak about what they do. Maybe if you didn't know about that person, now you'll be knowing. Again, with me, I don't have any greediness or jealousy against any of my fellow readers out there or those that have a channel I want to support. I'm trying to network with other people that are in the spiritual community. And so if you have like a radio show and you're listening today or a podcast, you know, you can go to my website, send me an email. I believe I put, there's an email address. I believe it's like work with me at RaymondGuzman.net, but you have to go to my my website, and it's on the contact me page, and you can If you have any proposals, like business proposals to work with you, or do like a show, etc., I'm up for it. Depending on how my schedule looks. Okay, I'm gonna read Mimi Devro. She says, I have visions, though. I have visions through dreams, but lately I have been feeling like there is something that is blocking my ability. And I pulled a card for you before actually reading your question. This is for Mimi Devro. So the visions, immediately what I'm getting from you is that you do have psychic abilities, and you also have mediumship abilities, but you're kind of developing those. But you've always had a connection to spirit. I got control here. And this is the card that I got for you. You can see it's a man. He has the shield on, and the eyes behind him is spirit. So definitely it makes sense. You are having spiritual visitations, and spirit is trying to contact you to get you to help them in some kind of way. I feel like you were kind of like, not necessarily afraid, but you're kind of blocking this gift, maybe thinking it's your imagination, or that it's something else, or maybe even fear of what people would think if you came out that you have these abilities that are wonderful. So definitely don't pay attention to that. Kind of embrace who you are, and then refusing to see. This is a man. I don't know what your love life is like or the past, but this to me is representing someone that's refusing to see. Now, this could very much be talking about you refusing to see, but I don't feel energetically. Like I said, when I read intuitively, not just off of what the cards say. And I don't feel like this is your soul vibration that is refusing to see something, but rather a man or a male in your life that is a very dominant male. But I feel like he knows that he's supposed to be seeing something through, or changing his life, rather changing for the positive. This could be his attitude or the way, his outlook for life. It comes in very much pessimistic, and that's the kind of vibration that I'm getting off this person. But I feel like the first card was very possible that it's also talking about him, controlling factor for a male, in addition to what I've given you already about yourself. Because there's control, and then there is refusing to see. And typically this is very much about, a male. Most men, not all of them, are sometimes very stubborn. And again, that is what I'm kind of feeling. So I feel like there's going to be a rocky road in your love life, or with someone that you may be friends with that is a male, getting them to kind of see what you want them to see, helping them change for the better, maybe opening up, having more communication, etc. So I hope that helps. And that's with Mimi Devro. Okay, I'm going down. Sherry Leonard said, I don't really like social media. Yeah, like Facebook, well, Instagram has gotten insane with blocking people, and that's why I'm kind of using more of my YouTube. I love YouTube, and I have a larger presence, I think, in YouTube. I love Instagram, but I've found Instagram is kind of redundant in some ways. I'm very appreciative of Instagram, and I love that social media platform, but I feel like there's just so much drama on Instagram, from Instagram not allowing you to post music, even if it's a short clip, or if you like a certain amount of people, and you'll get like a pop-up notice and they ban you, and just blocking people's accounts. There's a lot of trolls on Instagram, and so yeah, I feel like but I still love Instagram, and I still love Facebook. I don't do too much on Facebook anymore on my page. Like, I used to do live readings on Facebook, but I don't anymore. I tend to do them now through my YouTube channel or Instagram. But I feel like Facebook in some ways is being phased out. It is very redundant, and I do feel like psychically it is going to be like the next MySpace eventually. And there is going to be a new hot, app that comes in and replaces kind of like Facebook, and eventually Instagram will be phased out as well. May not be now, but in the future. But I will say that they are good platforms for businesses, to promote their, their business and create an awareness. But Instagram has become so superficial with people just posing topless or shirtless, or just taking selfies of themselves, and rather about posting about spiritual things or things that that really matter. It's all for the clout, as some people say, the young generation. I say young, I'm 37, but I still feel kind of old because there's just so many new terminology and slang that's coming out, and I just kind of like can't keep up. So when I heard clout, I was like, what is that? And then I heard Cardi B and Offset do their song Clout. Okay, guys, so I'm getting shuffling. I'm going to go into the next question. Now I want to talk about Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes. So I know a lot of you have been asking. Okay, Emily Smith, if you're on, she's such a sweetheart. She says, I would love any messages Spirit may need to send my way. Okay, Emily. There's something about flowers and roses that is needing to be brought into your home, Emily. It has a special meaning to you, or will have a special meaning. There is a female that stands beside you. She has been passed for quite some time. I feel like people refer to her as Mima or Grandma. On the other side, I feel like it's on your father's side, that is around you. And let me pull 2 cards for you. Okay, I got a well-deserved reward. So you've been working very hard. I don't feel like you're someone that is very boastful or brags, but I get that you're definitely looking for some type of validation that the work that you're in or the path that you're in right now is the right path. And it is. You have people that are going to start recognizing you or reward some kind of good, positive, maybe it's a kudos, someone that tells you good job. Something is coming, and the number 9 is coming up. So September. Maybe by September you could see it, or within 9 months. Hold on to this, okay? The crown chakra came up. With the crown chakra, it is symbolic of connecting to the higher power, to our higher self. Excuse me. And really opening up the crown chakra, like getting those messages from Ascended Master. So I don't know, are you seeing like 333, 222 repetition or synchronicities? If so, this could very well possibly be why you're seeing that. And again, this is for Emily Smith. So many blessings to you, Emily. You're on the right path. Okay, Sylvia Lozano. Thank you, Charlotte Colburn. She says, I'm so happy for you. I know I'm like way behind on the comments. I need to scroll down. I'm getting better at this. Like, a lot of people have been telling me they're so proud of me, like my friends, that I've come a long way from when I first started doing readings live or being on Instagram Live. I would kind of trip over my words. I would feel a little uncomfortable. So I'm just so happy that I'm now, really more comfortable being in front of the camera. This is for Sylvia Lozano. Darkest fears, and there's a man. There is definitely someone in your life right now who's is definitely going to be facing their darkest fears. There's a lot of worry, low vibrations. I also feel like you're very worried about someone in your family or in your personal immediate space. And this is coming. The truth is coming out, and they may not be able to handle the truth. This could, be you communicating to them that you don't like something about them, that they need to change. Maybe it's not being truthful, etc. I also feel like there's a lot of anxiety that you're going through, but you may not talk about it. I'm right here in the chest area. I feel anxiety when I'm tuning into you, some heaviness. So there is some heart chakra trauma. I would recommend wearing malachite or green jasper or some kind of green emerald, some kind of stone that is green for you. Prenite is going to be a good one for you, Sylvia, to help you. And then the other card is helpless and hopeless. So again, validating, I feel like there's a sense of you feeling like you don't have control over something or someone in that situation, and it worries you like how that's going to play out. Also picking up something around your health that you're needing to pay attention to. This is going to kind of be more manifesting in your chest area as well. This could be like you just not getting like strong anxiety attacks. It could even be like breathing issues, upper respiratory issues, like an infection, etc. And this is typically due to a weakened immune system, or sometimes if a person is diabetic, they will get repetitive type of infections. And again, this is not me diagnosing. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose, but I am a medical intuitive. So sometimes what I say to people, there it doesn't click right there and then later on it does. So hold on to that, Sylvia. And thank you again for asking and for donating. Big T says, yay, I'm so proud of you, Ray. Thank you so much. I'm going down, as you can tell. Lynn V, if Lynn V is on. Ooh. Pulling 2 cards for Lynn V. Guys, for those of you that have been tuning in, we're going about an hour, so I still have about 35 minutes left. I'm trying to do as many people as I can. Okay, this is for Lynn V. Lynn, immediately before I start pulling a card, or showing you the cards that I pulled, this is for Lynn V, who donated. There's something about Spirit is wanting me to talk about a male in your life. This could be someone that you like or someone that you have feelings for. Things are just not very clear right now. This feeling of needing to let go. Let go is what Spirit is saying. So let me see what cards I pulled. First card it got is Crown Chakra. Again, connecting to the higher power. Trusting that connection and finding balance. You got the card of balance. So I don't feel like you feel very balanced in your life right now. Or if you do, you have moments where things just feel kind of out of control. Maybe you are kind of going very busy being a mother, or being responsible for other people, your work, your home, and you feel kind of like drained at the end of the day. Meditation is going to be key for you. Rose quartz is one of the crystals that Spirit is saying for you to work with, as well as tourmaline, rutilated tourmaline. This is kind of rutilated, has pieces of black tourmaline, but sometimes it's golden color. Work with those, and that's going to help you. That's for Lindy. Angelina Kenyama. I hope I said that right. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. Okay, Angelina Kenyama. Let me do 2 cards. Oops. Detach. There's a situation in your life right now that you're needing to detach from. Something that is not good. It's causing you stress. Again, I feel like this is revolving around love. You're kind of like wanting to give, and you also have been someone that has lost loved ones, or lost true love that you felt like you had. But I feel like a lot of heartbreak when it comes to you. I feel like things are just not feeling the best. And this is for Angelina Kenyama. And so again, you're just needing to pay attention to that. And again, there's a male coming up with the card refusing to see. So again, I feel like there is a part of you that may be a little stubborn if you're needing to work through, and also about a male that may not be good for you coming up, something to be focused more on. And again, if you want a private reading, you can definitely book that with me. These are more general in nature. And I'm kind of just zooming through. Let me go down. Tarvesha Fitzpatrick said, hello, Mr. Guzman. I'm a new ray of light and not really familiar with you a whole lot, but I've heard of you. I hope that you and all of your loved ones are doing well. Likewise to you, and blessings to you. Thank you for being on my channel and for being a new ray of light. MMRA91 says, I love all of your vids. I grab a snack and watch. Oh, thank you so much. I need to do some psychic readings. I will have one coming out tonight. There'll be a psychic reading, and then also tomorrow I'll be having the horoscopes, the weekly horoscopes out, and on Monday the energy report for the week. So got a lot of things coming out, and then I'll be doing a reading. While I'm shuffling, a lot of you have asked about Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes and what that relationship is like. I'm going to be doing a psychic reading. In fact, that's going to be the one that I focus on tonight. So there's a lot of piping tea that I need to serve that y'all are asking. Shayla Diarra says, do you ever become overwhelmed with taking on everyone's emotions in readings? How do you refresh yourself? I typically, like I said, it's very important to say prayers, to sage myself. But there are days, there is a specific time, you know, people think that I'm always working, but I have to take a day or two off during the week, sometimes to regenerate myself and re-energize myself. And whether this is like not focusing on readings at all, but focusing more on myself and kind of pacing myself, because I am human. And even though I'm doing a lot of readings here, I'm not using a lot of energy because I'm not really tuning in a whole bunch like a private reading would. I'm just kind of utilizing more of the cards and my intuition. But when I do private readings, I just use my intuition, my spiritual gifts, and I channel. So it's a lot different. I'm channeling now, but it's different. And I relaxed for a couple of days before doing this. Like yesterday, I was going to go live and continue this, but I said no because I was just feeling drained from the day before. But yeah, we have to really be very mindful of our gifts. And there's a lot of people that like to do maybe personal readings or private readings, and doing more than 5 or 6 a day can be very detrimental to your health, especially for a physical medium, which is what I am. I can definitely get sick, and I have gotten sick before. In fact, I'm sick right now. But I'm on medicine. So I definitely have to pay attention to myself and take care of myself. Let me see here. Okay, Maria G. Acevedo. Okay, she asks, I would love a card. Anything coming up with a job? I am a recent graduate and not finding anything yet. Thank you so much. So let me see what I pull up for Maria Acevedo. Wow, we have about 181 tuning in right now and 70 likes. Yeah, kind of share this video, guys, if you can. If not, kind of give it a thumbs up, because the more that this video gets seen, the more that YouTube will put it on the forefront for people to see. And again, if you want to donate to my channel, it's very much appreciated. And how you donate, at the very bottom on the right-hand side of this chat, you'll see a $sign, and you can donate there. Come on. Okay, Maria, so the cards that I got for you is win or lose. And you're asking about a job. Win or lose. And it's got like the sword cemented into, well, stuck inside the ground. It means it's like almost like, and there's a symbol of heart and love here. There's like no right or wrong. I am getting that within 5 months or less, you will find that job. I know that may not be the timeline that you're wanting, but I don't feel like it's immediate right now, especially with the end of the year. We're not even in the end of the year, but we're getting close to that. Right now is a good time for you to be looking, putting your resume in, especially up until September. Once October hits, going towards the end of the month, most employers are not doing it or hiring until it's like unless it's a seasonal job, etc., etc. But for you, I definitely feel like between here and the fall, you will get hired, but you may do that job temporarily and something else comes up within 5 months. So it's just a matter of you accepting. Um, I feel like you're not going to get a job immediately what you wanted to, what you graduated for. And a lot of graduates tend to have that disappointment or disillusionment of not getting hired in what they studied for, and that's okay. Later on, you will find that job opening that you're looking for. So right now, it's more of what Spirit is saying is accepting what is coming up, what is offered. And again, you shouldn't have to accept anything less than what you deserve. But if you're newly graduated and you don't have a lot of work experience, employers typically don't. You have to acclimate towards a good paying job or to a certain raise and have that work tenure or experience before they will kind of, pay you what you're wanting. So there's a lot of give and take that you're going to have to do yourself. I think that's what Spirit is giving. And then rebuild here. So I don't know like what Spirit is kind of like saying rebuild. So it's like maybe what you thought that you were going to school for and graduated from is not necessarily what is the right path right now. And you're kind of having to rebuild yourself, or there is something, some kind of hardship that you've gone through in your family, and you're now trying to rebuild maybe some trust with someone. I kind of feel like that may be more along the lines of what Spirit is talking about, not so much on the job, but you trusting someone or having that special bond like you used to. Rebuilding. Noticing she is covering her heart, or there is like some energy around the heart. So again, yeah, I feel like that's exactly what Spirit is talking about. So I'm going to go back now to this deck here. It's the Road to Nowhere Oracle. And let's start reading here. All right, Shay's World. Let's see what comes up for Shay's World. Hannah G's like, what is going on here? Okay, Shay's World. So the cards that I got for you is the Other Side. Again, spiritual abilities. Trusting more of what you are getting intuitively. I feel like you're opening up yourself more to the spirit realm, and that you are going to have some spiritual visitations. You are going to start having some more revelations and getting your power, getting more attuned with who you are and your spiritual gifts. I feel like you're a clear cognizant, and also you have you're an empath, so you're going to feel things very deeply. Also got Monument. You may be feeling like you're stuck right now in some part of your life, and things are not moving the way that you want, but it's not like the way that you see it here. You're seeing a whole picture right now of it, but there is movement. There is progression here, even though you see that Monument. So you need to kind of stand your ground like the statue is, very positioned on your thoughts and not sway back and forth with decisions, but kind of be more firm with your decision making. And that's where Shay's World. And that's what Spirit is kind of saying for you. 93 likes. Keep the likes going, guys, and share with people. If you have someone, DM them or tell them to come on the live. The more, the merrier. Ooh, these cards kind of flipping, like I said. Sorry, I'm just going through the comments here. Christina Lamonti, I don't know if I said that right. I am very bad at pronouncing names. So let me do one for Christina Lamont. Okay, Christina, the cards that I got for you is Burn for You. Again, this is focusing on your love life right now. You may be feeling very lost in that area, not sure exactly what's coming. Someone that you may want to be with may not be good for you. And this is why typically when we see this, that these candles here are used to call in love or used for love spells. And it's like kind of enforcing the will or wanting someone to love you when they may not, the love may not be there or reciprocated. So you need to kind of cut ties or cut cords with whoever has hurt you, especially your heart, your love life area. And then the other card I got is progression. And there's a male. Things are going to move forward once you're able to cut those cords and let go. Don't focus too much on your love life, and that's the main message for you. That's for Christina Lamont. Things will be improving in your life, but you kind of have to let it go. Come on. Sorry, guys. I know I look kind of ridiculous. I'm just like looking at the side and I'm kind of quiet here. I'm just looking at the comments. Um, okay, Silvana Kusani says, just wondering, I lost a friend, drug overdose. He was very young. Wondering if he has a message for his sister. Thank you for doing what you do. You're a beautiful soul. Thank you so much. That's for Silvana Kusani. And let me see what comes up. And also, I'm going to start channeling, seeing what comes through. This person, this young gentleman that passed, what I keep seeing and what I keep feeling is like he had, I don't know, one of his parents was not there for him, like the dad, but I feel like there's a disconnection when it come into his energy with the father figure, with having that father figure there. I also feel like some of the males in his side of the family may have had issues. For his sister, he is around her, but I feel like she doesn't feel him or she can't connect like she wants to, or she's doubting it, but he is there. He is there. I don't know who's suffering from the nosebleeds, or there was like nosebleeds. There's talk of nosebleeds. I don't know if he suffered from nosebleeds, but I keep being shown nosebleeds for some reason. I don't know if this was kind of some of the drug that he would put in or take would have been through the nose. But again, depending, that's what I'm seeing. And that illusion. So what I feel is like what he's saying through the card in itself, using intuition, was that he saw things from an illusion standpoint. Maybe that, his addiction was a way to kind of cope. Maybe feeling like he was invincible in that kind of way. And typically with the card of illusion, that's what it's all about. He couldn't see how much love he had around him, how much his sister loved him and his family and friends, but the pain was more stronger and would tune out that love that he had around him. And he is sorry. He wants her to be strong. She was his rock. That's the monument. And she is his rock. And he is going to be her rock on the other side, helping her navigate this life. So whatever worry she has, she just needs to release it. He is okay. And that's the card that I got. That's her Silvana Kusani. And I'm so sorry for your loss, and I'm so sorry for her loss. I'm sending big angel hugs out to them, the family, and the friends. And thank you. And to you, Silvana. Okay, I have some trolls here, and somebody said this is kind of creepy. And that person is removed. I don't have any time here on my channel for negativity. If you find it creepy, why are you even here on my channel? Hello. Keeping it real. Blessings to you, Silvana. It still amazes me that I have trolls that will hit dislike on my videos. 4 people. There's like 4 different, or I really feel like it's just 2 people, but they use separate accounts, fake accounts to do it. Every time I post a video, it's like 4 people. I wish that YouTube would allow us to see who dislikes the video, like Facebook does, so that way we could block that person. He was bleeding, Silvana? Oh my God, okay. That's what I kept seeing, blood. And again, I can't make these things up when I tune into spirit. I don't like to do a lot of mediumship readings live because it requires more energy. And so I wouldn't be able to do a lot of the psychic. Me doing these cards and my intuition is more of the psychic part of it. And when I'm giving messages, when I'm doing more of the mediumship, it's more of channeling. And it requires more energy. And I feel and I see and I taste whatever they, whatever kind of way they passed. Hi guys, I'm just going through the comments here. Hey from Laredo, Texas. Donna Jamie, hello. Unicorn girl haters, yep, you got that right. You'll always be criticized by people doing less than you. And it's just the way it is. People that don't have the courage to go in front of the camera and do what I'm doing, but have an opinion about other people doing what they need to do and making change and bringing change into the world. And that's just facts. Was it hard for when you start was hard first when you started relying or seeing stuff with your gift? It was definitely very hard. It was very hard. It was scary. My first encounter was seeing spirits inside of a haunted object and making faces. And I was a little child. They would pull out their tongue. Their eyes were going around in circles. And yeah, these were like mischievous or malevolent spirits, and they were attached to the objects. Once the objects were removed from the home, it stopped. That was my first experience with spirit. I see the good and the bad. I see good spirits and I can see demonic things. And so I can see my gift works both ways. It's not just about the good stuff. Thank you, sweetheart. Somebody said, Ryan Thomas said, you have a lot of support. Raymond, don't worry about the haters. I know. But I have to just talk about it because I'm not the type of person anymore to hold on to things. And if I have to say something, I'm going to say it, and I'm not going to allow them to rent space in my head. But ultimately, I have people that just will never get me. They will hate me for whatever reason, and that's fine. Can't change them. Okay, Velvet123, what do you see future-wise regarding my friendships? Okay, sweetheart, I'm going to pull. It's for Velvet123. And pulling 2 cards. Nurture. I feel like there's something with your relationships. Maybe you're not responding the way, or they are not responding the way that you've wanted them to. And so I feel like some people may have feel like abandoned or not nurtured in the relationship. And that's something that you're going to have to work on. Kind of nurturing just like you would nurture a child. For you, that's for Velvet123, and also the other card that I got here is Tide. This is a very close bond that you may have had with someone maybe a friend, or even in your love life. And I feel like Spirit is saying that that relationship, or there is going to be something coming up soon, that you're going to be very bonded with someone. This could be indicative of an engagement, marriage down the line coming soon, just depending on where and how you can respond to that. But yeah, that definitely there. Spiritual seeker, Ray. Hi, Ray. I've been a ray of light before we had a name. Oops, everybody's commenting. Let me go up. Before we had a name, I just never posted comments, only likes, because I didn't want to be exposed. What is in the cards for me? This is for spiritual seeker. Thank you so much for being honest. Spiritual seeker 583. Have 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. I'll be done here. So I'm going to kind of start doing as many as I can. Maybe about 2 or 3. All right, spiritual seeker 583. I got Venus. Again, this is about love, fertility, not necessarily your love life, but starting something new. This could be in your career, your spirituality. There's something of starting something new. Venus is a symbol of love, but it also can be for something new and your passion for your career or some project that you have going on. There's definitely some new things coming up, and again, I feel like you're going to be successful. The card of fruitfulness came up. So again, this is just validation from Spirit. The butterfly is symbolic of Spirit. You may start seeing butterflies. Pay attention when you're out there. But there's definitely a culmination or things are coming into fruition for you. And that's for Spiritual Seeker 583. Thank you so much. Siobhan, Stasia, you had a question. I don't know what happened to the super chat. Like I said, I'm kind of new to this live on YouTube, so I'm learning as we go. So let me see here. I'm going to pull 2 cards for you, Stasia. Siobhan. Oop. Okay. Saint Francis. Okay, I looked at the meaning on this one because it was kind of confusing to me the other day when Saint Francis came up. It's an African-American lady, very beautiful, out there with nature and reconnecting. What the book said about this one, and I had to it kind of matched up with what I told someone, what I got, but what the book says about this one is that you may be too focused on social media, too much focus on the electronic devices and kind of like social media, and needing to spend more time. Maybe you just spend too much time on your computer, on your phone, texting, and you need to disconnect and kind of be away from that. Maybe spending time in nature, just like this beautiful lady is, and kind of reconnecting with Mother Nature, making more eye contact, putting the phone away at night when you're going to bed. And this is for Siobhan, Stasia. So there is some kind of change that you're needing in your communication, in dealing with social media. And the other card that I got here is in dreams. So you're going to receive some kind of validation. Again, there's the butterfly. Pay attention to that butterfly. And there is a ladder. You astrally projecting during your dream time. And this is for Siobhan, Stasia. So I feel like you definitely are getting signs and messages from the other side. Again, that's for Siobhan, Stasia. All right. So I'm going to do about 2 more people and then wrap it up. Got 10 minutes. Ooh. Thank you, Siobhan. I saw that you said that you weren't on the media. Hold on to that message. I saw it. And like I said, when I do readings, sometimes people on here may, not resonate with it. Like I said, these are more general in nature, but they definitely will make sense later on. And the fact that you're on here right now, Siobhan, tells me that you are on social media. So I understand what you're saying, but Spirit says opposite. And thank you. Bye, Maria. Thank you so much. Oh, there's a lot of people here. Okay, Mickey P121 says, hi, Ray. I've been out of work since the end of March. Will I find a job soon? I pulled 2 cards. The first one is golden. So I do feel like you are definitely going to be finding a job within 3 months from now. 3 months. It could be 3 months or less, but there is something coming up for you. This is going to be in a small to mid-sized company, and I feel like there is going to be room to grow. So you definitely need to hold on to that. And then illusions. I feel like maybe what you're wanting or looking for as far as pay and maybe the area may not necessarily be what you're needing. So you may need to look into other fields for your career as well, and that will help you. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up. I really, really appreciate y'all being here with me today. Sorry for those of you that I didn't, get to do a reading with you, but thank you so much. I will be doing more of these if you're wanting it. And so thank you so much, and blessings to all of you. Bye-bye.